What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and Deadpool 3 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh my god, it's gonna be so amazing. I'm so excited for this. I'm so hyped for this. Something that I do wanna throw out here, that I do want to tell you guys about, and it really would mean a lot to me. The Pop Culture Explained channel that myself and my staff are working on, it's gotten a really good reception so far, right? The Stan Lee Explained video is one that you guys absolutely loved, and based on that, we're gonna start doing more stuff like that. So I think the next Celebrity Explained that we have coming out is Chadwick Boseman. I feel like now's a good time to do it, right? I didn't want to make it seem like I was trying to cash grab on Chadwick's name. That's not really what I was interested in doing. And I think enough time has passed that we can make a video about him, honoring his legacy without disrespecting him by trying to make money off his name, right? Because the channel's not really monetized at the moment, so we wouldn't really be making any money anyway. But I think he's an iconic actor from a variety of different films, but especially for us as Marvel fans, he was a great Black Panther, and I really feel like it's a good idea to kind of honor his legacy and the contributions he made, especially to the Black Panther mythos. But then we're also going to be covering stuff for like WandaVision with the show coming out this week. So, kind of explaining the episodes, things like that a lot of you guys may probably have some questions about because of, the nature of the show is probably going to be pretty bonkers. I'm not going to lie. I think it's going to be kind of wild, but it would really mean a lot to me if you guys went over to Pop Culture Explained, youtube.com/Pop Culture Explained, and checked it out, right? You'll find a link to the channel down in the description. But Deadpool 3 in the MCU, right? This is cool. This is really, really cool. And in fact, I think Deadpool 3 in the MCU will probably be the best thing to happen to the MCU. And here's the reason why I say that, right? Before you guys freak out, like, Rob, MCU doesn't need saving. Before you guys freak out, here's what I mean by that, right? The Marvel Cinematic Universe movies are great films, right? They're really, really fun films. The problem with the Marvel films is they're formulaic. You can set your watch by a Marvel movie, right? It's just, and the formula's worked, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar, franchise. I mean, I don't think anybody could really look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe and begin to even make the argument that their formula doesn't work, right? It works well, and their movies are fun. But Deadpool is a whole different beast, right? I mean, when Deadpool 1 came out, it was nuts, right? I mean, how many of you guys loved Deadpool 1, right? Answer that question down in the comments. How many of you guys loved Deadpool 1, right? Deadpool 1 was amazing. It was an amazing movie because it was such a break away from all the other comic book films that we'd seen, right? This guy who's just kind of like, just sort of do my own thing. And that was always the nature of Deadpool, right? He just defied societal, or I guess comic book norms, right? He defied all these comic book norms and just did his own thing. I think Deadpool in the MCU is genius because he's kind of just like the ADHD kid, right? Like the kid that just can't pay attention and is always bouncing around off the walls and things like that. That's Deadpool, man. So like I'm a little sad because we won't get to see Deadpool alongside like Chris Evans, Captain America, and like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, which would have been hilarious. Like, could you imagine like Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark and Captain America having a conversation, and like here comes Deadpool, right? Just being all goofy and nonsensical and just annoying the hell out of both of them. It would have been amazing. It would have been hilarious. But we're not going to get to see that. It doesn't mean that it's going to suck, but we're not going to get to see that. And it's gonna be kind of disappointing. If I'm a betting man, assuming they do Secret Wars, that's how you'll get to see Captain America and Iron Man come back, right? They're like, Steve Rogers might be de-aged by like the Beyonder to the point where he was younger, and then he'll be brought into Secret Wars, and maybe Tony Stark will be brought back to life to fight during Secret Wars and then die at the end of Secret Wars again or something like that. I don't really know. But Deadpool, it's cool, right? It's a really exciting thing. Here's my question. Does that mean that we have to remaster Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Illustrated, and Deadpool Kills Deadpool? Does that mean we have to redo those? We have to go back and remaster those because those stories were funny as hell. Like they were hilarious stories. But I'm really excited about this, man, especially the fact that it's rated R, because here was my biggest fear. My biggest fear was that with Deadpool in the MCU, that they were going to tone him down and they were going to make the movie like PG-13 because the entirety of the MCU is PG-13. And there's truth to the old statement, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And Deadpool was not only not broken, he worked fantastic, right? So it doesn't really make any sense to edit it, like to tone it down or change it. Not only that, Ryan Reynolds is the one apparently overseeing and handling the script, according to the articles I've read. So it's essentially all the stuff that worked with Fox just being brought over and literally just being done in the MCU, right? It's literally Feige and them just like, okay, so what did you guys do when you were working on the movie with Fox? And Ryan Reynolds and all them are like, we did this, and this. And Feige's like, okay, keep doing that. We'll see you guys in like 3 years. And that's it. That's all we really get. The movie hasn't even remotely started production yet, right? And I think that the estimates were basically like we would see it in like 2023, maybe at the absolute earliest. We'll probably end up seeing it in like 2024. So we've got about 3 years before we'll see Deadpool in the MCU. But this creates all kinds of possibilities, right? Because we know that people love Deadpool. We know that people love the Deadpool movie. I love the Deadpool movie, both 1 and 2. And so what it does is it gives us the potential to see like Deadpool cameos over the course of the next 3 years. And that's going to be badass, right? It's going to be cool because the Deadpool cameos are like random and sometimes they're nonsensical and they don't really seem, they're just kind of bonkers, right? Like imagine if we got a Deadpool cameo during like the original Avengers film by Joss Whedon, right? Like imagine some situation where like New York's popping off and like guys are getting attacked and like, blah, 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 so it's like getting blown up, just exploding all over the place, and all that kind of stuff. And then it just like cuts to a diner and Deadpool's like eating in that diner while like the ceiling's falling, like dust is going everywhere and all that kind of stuff. And he kind of muses to himself like, I should probably get out there and do something. But I'm not really owned by Disney yet, so I'll have to wait until they buy me, or something like that. Like it would have been a hilarious little cameo, just something small that's no longer than like 45 seconds to a minute, and like that's it, right? And it'd be kind of funny. You see like Deadpool in the background, or something along those lines. Like it'd be hilarious. Like you got Spider-Man 3. And like something's going on, Peter Parker's doing whatever he's doing, and like Deadpool's like, hey dude, I'm a huge fan, can I get an autograph? Like while Peter Parker's in his apartment or something like that, like Deadpool like busts into his apartment, like he's like climbs up the wall, and then like goes in, like it's like his big assassin mission, like he's like climbing up the wall, then like he breaks into Peter Parker's place and him and Peter almost get into a fight. He's like, whoa, calm down, man. I'm new here to Disney, I'm a big fan, can I get an autograph? Right? It's those little cameos that are amazing, like in Deadpool 2 when he was in the Xavier Mansion, and like they brought back the whole cast, like James McAvoy and all them, and like they were hiding from Deadpool. They were like avoiding Deadpool, right? Like those little moments are what really made Deadpool shine. And the reality is that the MCU is great. It's a formula that works, but you can set your watch by it, right? You can set your watch by a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. You know what you're going into it, right? And so because of that, like Deadpool would offer this great reprieve from these otherwise formulaic films. And that's what's so awesome about this, man, is because I'm excited to see stuff. I'm excited to see stuff, man. Like if they could get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, dude, that would be the cherry on top. That's exactly what that would be, man. Dude, that movie, dude, Deadpool and Hugh Jackman in the same movie together, dude, that shit would slap. That would be absolutely nuts, dude. It'd be amazing. That movie would be fire. But like there's a ton of possibilities here, right? There's some great possibilities here, and that's what makes me so excited, right? Deadpool in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's finally happening. I don't know if we're really going to get anything like X-Force or anything along those lines, but I'm hoping to see some cool stuff, right? Like you had the Invisible Guy, the Invisible Man in Deadpool 2, who turned out to be Brad Pitt, and you only found out when he died. Like it's stuff like that, right? Just these small little moments. God, I'm so excited, man. It's gonna be amazing. See, I kept telling people, right? People were just like, man, now that Infinity War and Endgame has happened, it's the death of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I was like, no, son, it's just beginning, right? It's just beginning, man. Because here's the thing: anybody who's been on this channel for any measure of time knows that, like, Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. Who cares, man? Like he's like not even that powerful at all, right? I mean, he can do some stuff and it's kind of cool, but like we know characters who would obliterate Thanos with even with the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos is like, here I come with the Infinity Gauntlet, the hardest choices require the strongest wills, and here's Molecule Man, like, no, they don't either, and then just snaps his fingers, and that's the end of Thanos. Like it'd be amazing, right? I mean, there's characters out there who would just dwarf Thanos with the power and the Infinity. The Marquis of Death, Marquis of Death, man. Clyde Wincham, just walking through the multiverse, just like done. Universe dead. Like he's just sitting there like eating a burrito. He's eating a candy bar. Just dead. Just like wiping out whole universes. I mean, it's crazy the level of power when it comes to characters out there. And so like the MCU. Here's the thing, guys. For anybody out there who's new to comics and hasn't really and is just kind of coming out of the movies, here's the thing to understand: everything you've seen in the last 10 years in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is the tip of the very, 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 very tip of the iceberg. Marvel hasn't even begun to scratch the surface on the things that they can do. It's crazy. Like this is nuts. I would wager the stuff we're gonna see in the future of the MCU will dwarf the things we've seen for the last 10 years. And people will just be like, oh my God, dude, like Jonathan Hickman's Avengers, the new Avengers. I mean, like Deadpool was in Secret Invasion. He's literally the one who saved the day, right? Like, well, yeah, kind of, not really. I mean, he technically was the one who won Secret Invasion, who like defeated the Skrulls, and then Norman Osborn like basically intercepted the info and then like made it look like he saved the day. Then like he became director of Shield. Norman Osborn, like the Green Goblin, that Norman Osborn, that guy was a dick. Like, I mean, there's so many things I can do in the Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe now, and that's what's so cool about this, is because it gives us the ability to see a character that we know and love crossing over with other characters that we know and love. And it's hard to explain, but as a comic book fan, you're just excited for it, man. You're just excited for it, man. It's exciting. I'm sorry, I'm so excited, people. But it is an exciting moment, right? It is an exciting moment. It's a really cool moment. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, right? Like give me your thoughts down in the comment section. What do you guys think about the idea of Deadpool in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. But if you guys are new here to Comics Explained, make sure you guys hit the sub button to become part of the Rob Corps. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. Don't forget to go check out Pop Culture Explained, and I will catch you all later. Peace.